Instagram is a platform that is home to a variety of content, from food bloggers to fashion influencers. But among the many popular accounts, some stand out for their sheer weirdness. These accounts offer a glimpse into the strange, absurd, and downright bizarre corners of the internet. Whether it's a profile dedicated to photos of everyday objects arranged in strange ways, or an account featuring a man dressed in a hot dog suit, the weird and wonderful world of Instagram has something for everyone. In this video, we'll explore some of the weirdest Instagram accounts out there and take a closer look at what makes them so confusing. So make sure to subscribe to our channel first and hit the bell icon for more future updates. Let's get into the video. Number 10. At Comma Photo. Weird photos combined. The idea behind Comma Photo's account is likewise very simple. Combine two photos that have nothing to do with each other to make one intriguing photo. The information here can be funny and inventive, but it can also be a little strange. So he blends photographs, yet he is nonetheless strangely inventive and sometimes weird, which is why you should follow him. When one of his photos shows up in my feed, I'm always interested in how he ties together two images that have nothing to do with each other. It's such a unique idea, and his photos are a good way to break up the monotony of Instagram. Number 9. At Paul E Vlogs. Paul Eve. The internet has democratized the pretentious food review industry, just like it has done with so many other things in life. Anyone with a blog and a casual interest in food can become a real food critic these days. Paul Eve is a balding, overweight man who evaluates store basics like corn snacks, oat milk, and salt and pepper squid. His reviews are more like the salt of the earth and less like Himalayan pink rock salt. He also likes Hawaiian shirts and starts every review with the phrase, "Hello, my lovelies."
Hello, my lovelies, it's St. Patrick's Day,
which has become a catchphrase. Number 8. At _Remidemi. Collapsed individuals. At first sight, this page seems rather strange, but it's weird for the sake of the art, which may give it a distinct feel from the other entries. This is the page on Instagram for the photography series In Extremis by the Italian artist Sandro Giordano. Each shot is painstakingly put together with a lot of detail to tell us as much as can about the character, who is generally unknown and lying face down wherever they've fallen. His art is inspired by how busy and non-stop our lives are and by what can happen when we reach our limits. You should follow his account because the message behind his art is one we can all understand on some level. We've all been so tired out by life that we might simply need to crash and start over. Number 7. At Merhansub. Hands held up high, Andrew Stolotov's Instagram handle might not give away his trick, but his account bio might. In it, he writes that his motto is to be shot with his hands up, and the man does live according to that motto. In all of the pictures on his profile, his hands are raised. If anything, he should be praised for how much he cares about his theme and how creative his images are. There are no two photographs that are the same, and each one has a statement that hints at what hands up signifies in that shot. Every post he makes fits his ideology. Yet because his posts are so cryptic, we have more questions than answers. What's his name? And what does he mean by all these quotes that say hands up? Don't forget to tell us in the comment section. Number 6. At Breadfaceblog. Breadface. Breadface is the place to go if you are one of those people who think the best use of baked goods is as a receptacle for random people on the internet to slowly press their face into as though it were some kinds of pastry-based cushion. If this sounds like something you would enjoy doing, Breadface is the place for you. Number 5. At Bruno Pontirole. Surrealist animals. When it comes to surrealist paintings, most of them may certainly be called strange in some sense. If a surrealist artwork wasn't weird, I'd be tempted to suggest they weren't doing it right. Naturally, French artist Bruno Pontirole does a great job of capturing the strange feeling of surrealism in his work. He twists familiar shapes, such as creatures like moose, elk, and polar bears, into positions that don't seem imaginable. Bruno wants to give us the sensation that even well-known figures can look strangely strange when painted by him. Bruno talks about the enthusiasm that inspires his work on his website. His art makes your mind work in ways that encourage you to use your imagination. Forget about reality for even a while, and enjoy the bizarre, surreal world he creates. Number 4. At Beeple_crapbeeple. When perusing the cryptic artwork of Beeple, the very first thing that probably comes to your mind is that he could most certainly be putting his considerable talent to better use. However, Taking into consideration that he already has more than 1 million followers on Instagram, who are we to pass judgment? Beeple's illustrations give off the impression of being the vivid fever dreams of a pop culture junkie who has a passion for androids due to the wide variety of things that are featured in them, such as Elon Musk, Pokemon, Donald Trump, and Buzz Lightyear. Number 3. At Benzank, bizarre minimalism. When you think about photography of people, your first thought is typical of happy faces, stage models, or candid snapshots taken on the street of people going about their daily lives. You are essentially thinking of photographs depicting people or human artifacts in natural settings. Ben Zank, a photographer, achieves the impression he wants by effectively turning what we are used to on its head and using it in a different context. In response to a question regarding how he would characterize his style, Zank provided the following succinct remark in an interview. It is amazing to see how he can include people in his photographs while still managing to give the impression that he is working with non-human subjects. The absence of major human characteristics and the lack of context for the images might make us feel uneasy. His photographs work against our ideas about photography. The fact that we are unable to identify the people in the photograph or determine what is taking place is likely to make viewers feel uneasy. Number 2. At Jan Erickson. The one-of-a-kind Jan Erickson, who calls himself a visual artist and a balloon killer, specializes in his unique style of do-it-yourself damage. This is the Instagram account for you if the sight of a mature man pulling a bunch of bananas against his forehead or laying waste to a row of balloons with kitchen knives glued to plywood is your idea of a good time. Both of these videos can be found on the account. We aren't sure what precisely balloons have done to him in the past to elicit such a response, but it makes for some of the most peculiar content we've seen, along with Instagram captions that are appropriately bizarre to match. Number 1. At Mothmeister. Nightmare images. Picture the scariest thing you can think of. I take back what I just said. Think of anything as calmly as you can. This will make the difference between what you're thinking about and what you're going to witness even more shocking. The photos are set in empty settings, which gives them a mysterious feel. Most of the images show places where I would not want to meet the people in the photos because there is nowhere to hide. Their photography is quite good. Plus, they make great costumes, which is very impressive. The artists set out to create a certain mood with their work, and they do it so amazingly well. People have called their art anti-selfie because they try to make photographs that are the opposite of what you would expect from a selfie. Like a few of the other accounts on our list, Mothmeister tries to make us question what we think is beautiful and change how we see the world. Their account may have very scary things on it, but I think you should still follow them. I think it's good to test what we think of as art, beauty, and creativity. Besides the fact that their work is of excellent quality and very creative, I think it's also good to push our ideas. While these accounts on this list may not be for everyone, they do showcase the creative and humorous side of the platform. Whether you are looking for a laugh or just something different, these accounts are worth checking out. Thanks for watching. Give this video a big thumbs up and don't forget to catch our next video, which we plan for you. You got only 5 seconds, so act fast and don't miss out.